Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 104th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, now before we begin, I just wanted to preface this episode by saying I will mostly be talking about the iPhone 5. So if you're unfamiliar with the recent rumors and leaks surrounding the next generation iPhone, then just be sure to check out previous episodes of this series, Best Tech Info and Rumors, and then come back to this episode and you'll have some additional insight as to what I'm actually talking about. Also, before we get into the actual news and rumors, I just wanted to talk about the giveaway I'm doing in collaboration with the members of iPod Uplink. So that's still going on. It will actually end next Friday. So by the time the 105th episode is over, we will select a winner to receive the new 3rd generation iPad. So of course you can still enter on this video and all the videos we do up until the deadline. So to enter, all you have to do again is just be sure to rate this video up and leave a comment down below in the comment section with the keyword 100th. That's just 100th with no spaces. Also make sure you include something else in your comment so it doesn't get flagged as spam. Alright, now first up, Apple officially sent out invitations to their September media event, which of course is scheduled to take place next Wednesday, September 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts in San Francisco, California. And during the event, it's expected that Apple will unveil the next generation iPhone, which most people have been referring to as the iPhone 5 at this point, based off of the actual invitation itself. As you can see, it's really simplistic. It's just a 12, and the shadow of the 12 actually forms a 5. And I went into great detail on the invitation in a video that I posted the day they went out. So just be sure to check that out if you're at all confused or you want more information on it. And while the majority of analysts, different bloggers, and YouTubers such as myself came to the same conclusion that the next generation iPhone will indeed be called the iPhone 5, based on this one piece of information from Apple, other individuals suggested that Apple will actually introduce 5 new products during the September media event. And among the 5 new products would be refreshes to their iPod lineup. And since there haven't been any in quite some time, it does make sense and it's definitely possible. However, in the past, every time Apple reveals a new generation of the iPhone, it's basically just the iPhone and iOS. So it's unlikely that Apple will share the iPhone spotlight with anything else during this media event. However, with Apple operating under different management, it's certainly a possibility. Of course, we'll just have to wait until September 12th to find out for sure. So just be sure to stay tuned to Best Tech Info and this series. I will have live coverage on the event on Best Tech Info, and I'll also have coverage right here on YouTube. Alright, now next up, iResQ, a repair firm behind a lot of the recent iPhone 5 related leaks, actually posted images of the alleged iPhone 5 battery compared to the battery used in the iPhone 4S. Now there are some differences, primarily the fact that it's about half an inch taller than the iPhone 4S battery, and also it's approximately 1 to 2 millimeters thinner than the iPhone 4S battery. Also, it said that the iPhone 5 battery operates at 3.8 volts and 5.45 watt hours, whereas the iPhone 4S battery runs at 3.7 volts and 5.3 watt hours. And with the iPhone 5 expected to have a taller screen, somewhere around 4 inches measuring diagonally, as well as LTE or 4G technology, this battery only seems slightly better than the battery used in the iPhone 4S, and numerous customers have complained that their iPhone 4S battery life is absolutely terrible. So with that said, to compensate for the minor battery improvements, it's speculated that the iPhone 5 will come equipped with a better, faster processor that consumes even less power. Alright, next up we have a really interesting story that did spark some controversy. So a video was actually posted of what's allegedly a leaked iPhone 5 booting up, and in the video, it does boot faster than the iPhone 4S. They're compared side by side. However, once it does boot up, it boots into what looks like the post-PC iOS 6 setup process, but it displays an error basically saying that the device's UDID or unique device identification is not registered through Apple's developer program. And while that's all fine, the supposed iPhone 5 just looks slightly off. It looks to be more plastic than actual glass, and it doesn't really seem to have that high quality Apple finish to it. So while some individuals are writing this video off as completely fake, another possibility is that it could simply be an iPhone 5 prototype, in which case it's definitely possible that Apple used lower grade components. Next up, over the past few weeks, iResQ, the repair firm, has put together kind of their own iPhone 5. However, However, it doesn't have the components required to function, but it still has that general form factor we'll probably see introduced on Wednesday. And in a recent post on the site's blog, they compared the iPhone 4S to the iPhone 5 that they've partially assembled. And when you actually look at the two side by side, it appears that the actual glass isn't raised as much, and the two-tone back unibody design is undoubtedly to thank for that. Next, I just wanted to talk about the possibility of NFC or near-field communication in the iPhone 5. So while past reports have suggested that it will indeed come equipped with NFC, a recent leak would suggest otherwise. So MacRumors actually consulted a group of professionals to determine whether or not the component in question does hint towards NFC functionality. And the answer is no, it's more than likely the top speaker used during standard phone calls. So based on this and a few other reports from credible sources, it's unlikely that the iPhone 5 will come with NFC or near-field communication. Alright, now to conclude the next generation iPhone news, rumors, and leaks in this episode, 9to5Mac released information they've received pertaining to the iPhone 5, and more specifically related to how many models they'll release. So according to their sources, Apple will indeed release 6 different variations of the iPhone 5. So first of all, it will come in both black and white, and those will differ based on capacity. So while it's likely that it will come in the same capacity as the iPhone 4S, being 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte models, it's certainly a possibility that Apple will decide to discontinue the 16 gigabyte model and basically have the 32 gigabyte model take its place as the lowest capacity, in which case they'd have to release a higher capacity model, more than likely a 128 gigabyte version. But don't get your hopes up just yet. Other reports are suggesting that Apple will stick to the same structure as the iPhone 4S. And for the price of the iPhone 5, it said that it will be identical to the 6 different iPhone 4S models. So $199 for the lowest capacity, $299 for the middle one, and $399 for the highest capacity model. And of course, those will vary depending on which color you want, either black or white. Alright, now next, a couple of sites actually put together physical mock-ups of what they think an iPad mini-like device will look like. So I highly suggest you check it out if you're at all interested in the concept of a smaller iPad featuring a screen measuring somewhere around 7.85 inches diagonally. And finally, Amazon released 5 new Kindle tablets. I actually put together a buyer's guide and I went into depth on each of the 5 different models on Best Tech Info, so just be sure to visit that post if you're interested in the different Kindles. And really quick to summarize, they announced the Kindle Paperwhite, the Kindle Paperwhite 3G, the Kindle Fire HD, the Kindle Fire HD 8.9 inch, and the Kindle Fire HD 8.9 inch 4G LTE model. Alright, so that's it for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to rate it up if you did, and hit that subscribe button to be notified every time I release new videos. For the question of the day, let me know down below in the comment section or on Best Tech Info, what do you guys think about the iPhone 5? Are you excited for it? Are you going to get it? What do you think of the recent leaks? Just anything pertaining to Apple's next generation iPhone, you can leave down below or again on Best Tech Info. Also, we'll have a single link in the more info that leads to a post on Best Tech Info with all of the other links to everything I talked about in today's episode. So just be sure you visit that post for complete details. And of course, don't forget I will have live coverage on Best Tech Info on the day of Apple's upcoming media event, which of course is Wednesday, September 12th. And now to be updated more often, just be sure you like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me to one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.